Throw your hands up crazy. Hip Hop Nation. Hip Hop Nation. Hands up crazy. Hip Hop Nation.
Everybody like what they like, you know.
Throw your hands up crazy. Hip Hop Nation. Hip Hop Nation.
To each his own, you know. I respect everybody. But you know, I got my personal favorites. Listen. Some listen to Jigga, well I fuck with Jizza. Timberland too soft, I prefer True Mass and RZA. Go figure. Gangsta rap's commercial, my nigga. We used to fight the power, now we just sell liquor. Look, that nigga ain't the man, that nigga man tan. On stage tap dancing like Sandman. We should want something better. The other day I got a letter. It said they were suckers, ask Chuck and Sinetta. You fuck with hoes, well, I fuck with queens. I'm trying to hear what's in their head, you trying to see what's in their jeans. Yeah, my name is Hakim Green. I'm sitting here with a very, very special person. It's my brother Ojore Nuru Lutalo. I don't even want to go in too deep as to who you are. I want you to do that, you know, and we've got a long day ahead of us. So, you know, we'll get it in. We're on our way to Plainfield, New Jersey, to go support Plainfield against the killing. It's an event that's being put on by some community folks in Plainfield, kind of call for stopping the violence, gang truce. They actually organized 2 different gang organizations in Plainfield this week to call a truce. So that's a beautiful thing. And we're going to go celebrate that and try to bring more awareness around stopping the violence and peace, love, unity, safely having fun. The original mantras for hip-hop culture, show the young folks what hip-hop is really about. And my brother Ojore decided to make the trip with us today. We want to spread the message about this brother and what he's about. And so you want to introduce yourself, bro?
My name is Ojore Nuru. I'm a former political prisoner who served 28 years inside Trent State Prison. 22 years was served in the Management Control Unit. Here's something that I put together while I was in Trent State Prison. In the Management Control Unit. Locked down 22 hours one day, 24 hours the next day. For entertaining political thoughts that the administrators didn't approve of. During the course of my internment, I produced 2 videos inside Trent State Prison. One is called Prison Politics, and the other one is called In My Own Words. I have In My Own Words right here. This is In My Own Words right here. Right. That's the front cover. All right, and this is the back cover. Since my release, I shot a segment on New Jersey Network, Due Process, called Solitary. Shot with Bonnie Knurse of the American Friends Service Committee. It's 26 minutes long. And I also believe that the gang members, if that's appropriate, or the street organizations should stop the violence, but they have to redirect the violence. We're supposed to redirect it at, not at each other. This might not be in accord with what the program's all about, but you know, they need to stop the violence amongst themselves and redirect their violence at the state.
Well, you know, I believe in first law of nature. And I don't believe in the first law of nature. I know in the first law of nature, which is self-preservation. And once you know self, you know who you are, and you know who your enemy is, everything else should follow in suit. As a matter of fact, the first rule of the art of war, Sun Tzu's art of war, is know your enemy, know yourself, and then know your enemy. And there's I guess what happens if you don't know yourself, or if you don't know your enemy, if you know yourself but not your enemy, if you don't know yourself or there's these different combinations of outcomes when you don't know self and you don't know who your enemy is. Once you identify who yourself is, the enemy automatically takes its position, and you identify it.
So let me ask you, have you seen the DVD, the FBI War Against Black America?
No.
Have you seen it? Well, I brought that to share with the audience in Patterson.
Okay.
You got it, bro? This right here, FBI War Against Black America. It's real dope.
Wow.
That this defines as who the enemy is, because they target us as a people. So like what it is that like COINTELPRO is dead. Homeland Security had to replace COINTELPRO. And that's what we need to focus on now, because everything is legal under Homeland Security. Okay? What they was doing under COINTELPRO, they had to sneak and do it. Now they just do it right in your face. In the 05, Homeland Security had me replaced in the Management Control Unit. And I maxed out from the Management Control Unit on August 26, 2009 by way of a state court order. Other than that, I was still be inside the Twin State Prison, locked down in the Management Control Unit.
How many years did you do?
I've done 28 years inside the Twin State Prison, 22 years inside the Management Control Unit. Just for entertaining political thoughts that they didn't approve of.
So you weren't in the what do you call it, the Management Control Unit because you had broken any rules?
No. See, they place you in the Management Control Unit because if they perceive you as a intellectual danger or escape risk, or if you have strong religious convictions. That's what the Management Control Unit is designated for. Those particular kind of individuals. And I was targeted as such.
Wow. That's deep because, you know, the culture that we're raised in, prison has become a rite of passage for our young black males. And here I'm sitting next to somebody who served the majority of life behind bars, but not for tearing the community down, but for building the community up. And then once he went inside, he became most dangerous for fear that he might encourage through thought, through thinking, critical thinking, he might encourage other young brothers to view their situation differently than what we're told it is. And I think that's especially important for all the YGs out there who's running around doing what you do for no apparent reason other than some stripes.
Just read that off right there.
Ojore said that he experienced some of the same tactics and torture that terrorists or prisoners of war experience due to his personal and ideological belief system. He was placed in prison to break his mind and spirit and neutralize his radical anarchist ideas. For instance, he believes that people have the capacity to govern themselves through the process of consensus. That's not anarchy.
That's anarchy. Consensus is anarchy. Trust me, brother. I'm a new African anarchist.
Well, see, when you say here, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but anarchy means no government.
That's incorrect.
Okay, correct me.
See, like that's the government's definition of anarchy.
Yes, sir.
If you picked up a Webster dictionary, it will articulate anarchy in that sense.
Okay.